This is Tokyo Disneyland after reopening. It's mid-July here in Tokyo. It is super hot, and in the last video I took you guys all around Tokyo to show you what it's really like. But in this video I wanted to specifically take you to Tokyo Disneyland and show you what it's really like. To be honest, I'm a bit surprised that Tokyo Disneyland, Disney Sea is back open, but like many other places in Tokyo, like museums and other amusement parks, it has opened. But before I start, if you guys want to see what I'm doing on the daily, definitely check out my Instagram account. If you want to help support the channel, check out the Japan merch. If you have any questions about Japan, check out my Discord community. So without further ado, let me show you inside Tokyo Disneyland. Let's go! First of all, let's talk about getting into the park. In order to buy tickets for Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, you actually have to buy it online. You can't actually buy it when you arrive here. And when you purchase the tickets online, they'll ask you to enter all of your personal information. That way, if there's anything that happens while you're at the park, they can contact you afterwards. And also at this time, they're limiting attendance. If you just look around, there's actually not a lot of people in the park comparatively speaking. The way they do this is that they limit obviously the tickets that are being sold, but they actually offer several different passes now. They have a full day pass, they have a pass that starts from 11 a.m. and then they have a pass that starts from 2 p.m. And overall, the park now opens at 8 and closes at 8, which limits the overall operation throughout the day. This is what Tokyo Disneyland looks like at the main entrance 5 minutes just before opening at 8 a.m. It seems like a lot of people from afar, but it's actually much less since everyone is adhering to social distancing lines marked on the ground. Compared to the number of guests I see on regular days, there's only a fraction of people today. As you watch this video, let me know in the comments if you think Tokyo Disneyland is taking enough precautions, what they're doing right, what you think they can improve on, and if you'd feel comfortable being a guest during this time. And then when you finally get to the park, they actually take your temperature, making sure that you're not above 37.5 degrees. And finally, to enter the park, you have to wear a mask. So this entire time, I will be wearing a mask. And if you didn't bring a mask, they actually sell masks right at the front for 100 yen. And if you need a smaller size for children, they actually have character masks that you can buy at the store right at the entrance. First of all, just as all park guests are required to wear masks, all of the Disney cast members are wearing masks as well. And the staff working in food services were wearing gloves, along with many of the shop staff working at the registers. Also, there seems to be an overwhelming amount of cast members throughout the park cautioning guests to maintain social distance. I saw them with signs even at the train station and on the monorail just outside of the park. Now let's look around a little bit more. Now when you get into the park, you'll find that the staff are quite proactive about social distancing. They limit people into the attractions, they limit people into the shops, and they limit people into the restaurants. Inside of the park, social distance and safety precautions were quite clear. Starting at the park entrance, there were dots on the ground marking where individuals could watch shows. Tables at the cafeterias were limited, as well as benches. There were even social distancing lines marked off just in front of the bathrooms. At souvenir shops, some of the multiple entrance shops were closed off and cast were standing at the one open entrance so that they could organize the number of people going inside. The shop also had designated exit locations so people leaving and entering didn't run into each other. Also, restaurant entrances were managed by a staff member and social distance lines marked accordingly. Finally, I get to take my mask off, having a drink at the restaurant right here. You can see that the tables are properly social distanced. And while I take this drink, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor for this video today, MOBAL Japan SIM. With their support, it's making these times a little bit easier for myself, my wife, and our new baby. I know that many of you aren't able to travel to Japan right now, but wherever you are, SIMs are actually a useful tool, especially during these times when we're thinking about safety and keeping in touch with the ones we love. But when you finally make it to Japan, MOBAL Japan SIM is the best way to stay connected for short trips and longer stays. When you're using MOBAL Japan SIM, you can easily navigate to all your destination spots, find the best transport links, translate phrases or menus, or update your social media with all the cool things you're doing in Japan. Here are my top reasons why you should go with a MOBAL Japan SIM card. 1. MOBAL offer free worldwide shipping directly to your front door. 2. You can choose to pick up the SIM here in Japan at major airports and cities all throughout Japan. 3. Great coverage. Using the same network provider, I personally use SoftBank, which covers 99% of Japan's population. So get your mobile SIM card today by clicking on the link in the description below and stay connected. Alright, break's over. Time to put the mask back on and show you the rest of Tokyo Disneyland. One thing that gave me a peace of mind is the regular cleaning and sanitation. Hand sanitizers were basically everywhere, like at the entrance of the attractions as well as the exit of the attraction, all shops and restaurants. Also, I saw staff cleaning trash bins very thoroughly throughout the day, which I've never seen before. Plus, the cleaning staff took extra measures to clean the benches and attractions regularly. These days, Disney encourages guests to make cashless transactions when purchasing foods and goods to minimize contact. Additionally, they now use a tray for any interactions with guests and have a clear shield between the guest and cast. Also, I don't recall having to use a PIN code when using my credit card, so I could avoid touching a keypad that had probably been touched by thousands of customers just before me. So let's talk about overall service. The park itself is running at about 80% capacity. Not all, but some wagon services are closed, as well as some small shops and attractions, like Goofy's Paint and Playhouse. So you really need to check beforehand if you're really looking forward to an attraction. And because they're limiting the amount of guests at the park, the ride lines are super short. You can get into one of the most popular rides for about 5 to 10 minutes standby wait. For example, Monster Inc. only had a 10-minute wait. Space Mountain also only had a 10-minute wait. Haunted Mansion was 13 minutes, while Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters only had a 5-minute wait. It was kind of eerie being able to walk straight to the front of the line with barely any wait. Since basically there were no lines at the attractions, Fast Pass was closed for the day. I was actually able to ride a Space Mountain and Buzz Lightyear back to back in less than 30 minutes. Another thing I should mention is new attractions like Beauty and the Beast, which was scheduled to open April 15th of this year, had been postponed. However, you can still kind of see the castle and the buildings from outside, with potted plants acting as a barrier for that area. Also, a majority of the shows and parades have been cancelled. So for example, the parades today, the only thing that's actually going on is the one in the morning and the one in the evening at 6 o'clock. And for the parades that were cancelled, guests still need to keep the social distance followed by markers on the ground. So overall, given the current situation, I personally felt a bit safer walking around Tokyo Disneyland when compared to walking around in Tokyo, eating at its restaurants and maybe even riding the subway. But that's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Also, do you think opening amusement parks like Disneyland would work in your country? Alright, so as I take a drink break, I'm going to close it out right here. So if you guys like this video, help me out and hit that like button. A quick shout out to Newton. Thanks for helping me film this video. And if you guys want to see more of these videos, Japan guys, or anything related to Tokyo or anything like that, hit that subscribe button and the bell button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.